Alrighty guys, this is the video, my riding journey from when I started riding to now. So to start off my crazy riding journey and transformation, I started off by doing therapy at my barn that I'm obviously still at, so you'll see me laying down, having my arms up, and people leading me on a horse. And that's basically all I did until I was about 6 or 7. And then my full journey started where I actually started riding, which you'll guys obviously see. So soon I started to become more independent and I could ride by myself, lead myself. I learned some basic skills like how to tack up horses. Later I did my first trot, which is this picture. Soon after my first time trotting on Miss Kelly again, I learned some balance by doing this exercise. So this is when I was about 7 or 8 before I started riding independently and by myself. This is on the lunch line of me trying on Copenhagen, more of a higher level horse than Kelly, and just kind of learning more trotting basics. And yes, I'm still bareback. I was bareback for quite a while in my riding journey. So then I started trotting by myself off the lunge line, and I was still bareback, and this is when my trainer that you guys have seen a lot comes into play. She just started working there and was kind of having me be her example on how lessons work, since I pretty much knew everything and was one of the best riders at the time. Alright, so this is 2019. I don't know if I was 8 or 9. I was really short, like 4'5". This is Mr. Moon Pie, and this is me doing groundwork. I did a lot of groundwork, and this is when my now trainer that I have was also watching and learning, and yeah. So after doing a lot of groundwork, I finally met the absolute amazing horse that we all know now to be Mr. Buddy. And this is my first ride with him ever. He's so sweet. This is when I first met him. I did groundwork. I rode him for the first time. Yeah, memories. So this, I think, was the first ride I had with my trainer that I do now. Her first lesson, I think. And yeah, this was my first shot with Bud. So this is me riding a couple months later, and I could post a little bit. It was getting a little bit better, but then Buddy decided to go lame, and then we meet Mr. Svenny Woo. So I actually started to ride Sven, and he was really sweet. He was pretty good. He loved attacking cones, let me tell you. And the thing is, he's a really strong horse, so it's really hard to steer him, and he is just in love with running over cones. No need to fear, because then Mr. Bud was not lame anymore, and it was a rainy day. It was so beautiful outside. I was posting kind of good, and this was a really good lesson after dealing with Sven for like 4 weeks, so yeah. So after this 2-week break that I had because we didn't have a lesson for me, I was on Mr. Buddy, and this was our first time doing the pole work type thing, and it was actually pretty good. I was proud of it. Soon later we were in the big arena, and this was the very famous pole bounce with Bud, where he loves to jump poles, and you know, it was just kind of a hot mess. This may be a month later. Things are still pretty bad with my posting, but I was getting a little bit better. This was a different trainer, and I'm actually doing kind of okay with posting compared to what we've all seen, so yeah. So we switched Buddy out of a bridle to a halter and thinking it might help me, but then I couldn't get Buddy to move, so then this was a groundwork lesson, because to show that Buddy could indeed move, he just chose not to. And we were still struggling, so then my trainer hopped on Buddy to show that he also can indeed move, and he even busted out a canter, so Buddy, what was going on? So then my trainer had me ride Sven for one lesson, and this is when the, you know, very beautiful spook with Sven happened. And then Sven had to suffer the consequences of my riding instructor totally being like, hey Sven, we can't be doing that, so I'll let you guys watch a little clip of that, because after like 4 weeks of not riding because it was too cold out, we did some trust exercises with Buddy, as you guys can see, because they never go away. So after a couple months of deleted footage that I couldn't find, there's this video of me and Mr. Buddy trotting, and my posting, as you guys can see, is absolutely amazing compared to what it started off as. It's finally winter, riding coats, you know, all that great stuff. And my posting is actually really, really good. So I was holding onto the saddle strap with one hand, and that's how my posting got so good. But on the good news, on the next few weeks, I worked on not holding onto the saddle. A couple weeks later, this is me trotting on Buddy without holding onto the saddle strap, which is really big, and my posting was good, and this was one of the most recent lessons I had before I switched to Mr. Reggie, which you'll see. So after this, and a couple months later, I rode Mr. Copenhagen for the first time since I was like 5 or 6. So this is our lesson. It was actually pretty good. And then me and my trainer got in a little bit of a predicament, and I didn't ride Buddy, but I rode Mr. Reggie for the first time. So that unlocked a lot of new stuff, and you'll see that too. This is my first ride on Mr. Reggie. We were English, and I actually really liked Reggie. He was really good. And I asked my trainer if I could ride Reggie a little bit longer because he was a really good horse for me. He was a really good fit. Until weeks later, after riding Reggie, he got switched to Western. This was our first Western ride. I lost all my confidence. So saying I lost all my confidence isn't actually true. I still had confidence in Reggie. I just thought it was a bad day for him. And that was only a confidence knock once. But this is really funny. This made me trust Reggie again when he, had to bring out the I don't want to go over the pole type thing and go around it. He's pretty smart like that. And I was still okay with Reggie. I was just a little nervous. I noticed when Reggie went Western, he just had these tendencies to stop walking and then he would go really fast. And that was what kind of got me and knocked my confidence. But not quite yet. Then Reggie pulled out this move, He loved trying to scare me. So, classic Reggie moves right now. So I started leaning forward a lot, always bracing for Reggie to spook, and that was a problem. So then we spent a lot of time in a Western saddle with Reggie, and I was begging to just ride Buddy, but Buddy kept getting lame. And this was me trying to get my confidence back. I had a lot of different trainers. This was not my normal trainer, but she helped. If you thought I could not lose any more confidence, you were wrong. This lesson absolutely traumatized me from Reggie. I hated him so much, and I was so scared to ride him. And let me show you what happened. Pulls. Pole work and Reggie, horrible combination. He tripped, he spooked, he cantered over the trot poles. It was a whole mess. Now we're here back on Reggie, and we are back trying to get confidence again after that mess. So this is another different trainer, and not really helping, but at least I'm sitting up more. Back with my normal trainer, and I came back absolutely traumatized on Reggie, and I tried to explain to her what happened, and nothing helped. Holding onto the saddle horn didn't help. Reggie would go from being super slow to going super fast. I was terrified of Reggie, and I started crying during this lesson. I didn't even want to be near Reggie, but she wouldn't let me ride Buddy because she was like, Leah, you have to get over the fear, and I completely agree with her, and I'm glad she did not let me ride Buddy and just get away with it, because I do actually feel more confident on Reggie now, thanks to her. A little bit later, I was finally able to ride Buddy. It was Western, but I was so grateful to be able to ride Buddy, and that my trainer let me ride Buddy. I needed this lesson, and the thing is, I was so nervous to ride that I was leaning forward even on Buddy, and Buddy was about the safest horse you could ever ride, as everybody knows. So I did stretch exercises with Buddy, which really did help me because I needed to get that confidence back, even though it wasn't Buddy that ruined it. But then, after all the happiness was there, I rode Mr. Reggie again, lost all my confidence again, and was leaning back leaning forward a lot. So, I tried riding him stirrupless. It was a hot mess express, so, But, no need to fear, because Mr. Buddy is back, and we are English this time. And, obviously, I was kind of struggling in English after riding Western for, almost half a year. So, it looks kind of bad, but at least it's Buddy. Buddy's safe. Buddy's good. Helped me. He did help me. I felt way safer on him, and I was getting a little bit better at my riding because Reggie made me be horrible. But then we tried poles, and poles were a mess because Reggie has made me traumatized of poles. So, still am kind of scared of poles, and Buddy jumped the pole, but I'm not mad at him about it. He tried, and that was my fault, and But then we were back on Buddy again, so I was so happy about that. We were Western this time, and I was actually completely okay with that because I felt a little more secure. I couldn't really kick as well, though, but that's okay. and my posting looked much better. I was more leaned back, and I'm really happy about that. And we actually did do a poll, and I actually did a lot better. It was only one, so it wasn't scary, and I'm actually really proud of this poll. It was pretty easy, pretty nice, and it was the last thing we did in our lesson. But wait, there's more to fear because Reggie came back, and I was super nervous on Reggie. I was absolutely terrified, to be honest. And then my trainer got on Reggie to show me that it was okay. But it didn't really work because I was just traumatized. Again, re-trauma, I guess, from Reggie spooking and scaring the living potato out of me. So, yeah. This is my trainer riding, by the way. But never mind, nothing to fear because I'm back on Mr. Buddy, and my posting is better, and my life is better, and I'm more put together, and I'm not crying. Everything's great, and this is a lot sooner in my riding journey, and this is almost to the point where I am now. So, yeah, excited. Never mind, Buddy decided to go lame, and then I rode Reggie, and then the spook happened, and then everything was bad, and I was terrified. Have fun. But then Buddy wasn't lame anymore, and I was riding him, but I was really leaning forward again, even though we just got past that because of riding Reggie. You know? Sometimes things are not on my side. And then I rode the little turd Reggie bareback, which actually wasn't that bad. And it was actually a lot better than before, so, you know. We did actually make memories that day, and, you know, had lots of fun giving Reggie a bath with his cute little faces, so not really scared of Reggie after that. And then for my next lesson, I got to ride Buddy, and this time it was Buddy bareback, and let me tell you, it was a little nerve-wracking because Buddy goes fast, he's bouncy, he's a thoroughbred, and I think my legs broke, but, you know, yeah. It was a lot better, and I'm actually really proud of myself. Buddy was actually really good, really put together, and riding bareback is quite a challenge. But then all good things come to an end because then I was riding Reggie, but I had a different trainer, and she had me do this thing. I don't even know what it's called, and I was actually sitting up. I looked so relaxed, and I just was so proud of myself. I look so much better. I look relaxed. I'm sitting up. And those bareback lessons really paid off, especially since I was doing this good and I was sitting on a horse that I was terrified of. But then I got to ride Mr. Buddy again. I have no idea what this outfit is, but outfit goals. And I was sitting up a little bit more. English was really difficult for me since I was riding Western so much, but I got used to it. And this was actually a pretty good lesson. So, yeah, especially since I was English for the first time in a while. And this was actually Buddy after he was like done being lame, so this was the first ride. That's why I was backing him up. I was really honored to be one of the first riders he had, and that's why he's backing up. It was practicing since he got sore in his hind. After a couple weeks of riding Mr. Bud, I rode Copenhagen bareback. It was really fun. I did not trust him that much, and I was a little scared to ride him. And you know, as always, my trainer proved me wrong. And Copenhagen was a little angel. He was so sweet. I mean, he did try taking me out a little bit, but that's okay. And yeah, I was actually really happy with this lesson. So, yeah. Then I had a pretty good lesson with Mr. Bud. I was sitting back, and everything was going great. And it was just a normal lesson, so not much here to comment. But as we end up at the very end of my riding journey to where I am now is my wonderful lesson with Buddy where I was sitting back and everything was great and I actually cantered Buddy for the first time. So we'll watch this. There's actually a YouTube video on it too. Any things, this is the canter here. Any things that have videos will be in the description just in case you guys are wondering and want to watch the full video because there's a lot of that. So this was my first half a lap of a canter, and it's pretty recent, only one lesson from my most recent, so yeah, this was really cool, and I also have to tack up and untack Buddy. It was pretty casual of a lesson, and I don't know what my outfit was, but you know. So we're here, the very end of where my riding journey is right now, because I haven't gotten any farther. This is my most recent lesson, and I thought I would just kind of comment. I do canter, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was so fun to make, and I'm really proud of myself throughout my journey, and you know, all that cool stuff. So if you want any more types of videos like this, you know, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my little canter I just had there as well, but yeah, bye.